Caitlin Clark discovers from boyfriend Connor McCaffery and Martha Foyer that her right eye is dominant. Caitlin Clark's right eye is the reason for the shooter's success on the basketball court, as it turns out that is her dominant one as the Indiana Fever star prepares for a daring golf showdown with two talented professionals. The 22-year-old has been practicing as she prepares to take on the current world number 1, Nelly Korda, and Annika Sorenstam, who is regarded as one of the best female golfers of all time and won 10 majors. Golf is one of the WNBA icon's favorite ways to pass time, and as she aims to become a better player to hold her own against the pros, she's turned to receiving help from Martha Foyer. The ex-LPGA player has helped instruct Clark by telling her to stand further away from the ball to simulate basketball as closely as possible, as well as handling pressure when it comes to the short game on the green at the Crooked Golf Stick Club. There they discovered her right eye is her dominant eye as they continue to improve her game, with Foyer, who played pro from 1987 to 1995, praising her desire to get better at the sport. It's also part of her DNA, Foyer said, via Golfweek's Bethan Nichols, because she's going to do things well. She wants to be as good as she can in everything she touches. She's very driven and passionate. It's fun to work with her. Some of this stuff you can't teach people. They just either have it or they don't. I love golf, so the opportunity to play in the Pro-Am, Clark said to reporters. For a tournament with a legend like Annika Sorenstam's name on it is so exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing all the LPGA players on the driving range, being part of the Women's Leadership Summit, and, of course, teeing it up in the Pro-Am with Annika. Caitlin Clark loyalist Stephen A. Smith publicly blasts WNBA players over stupid move against Fever star. Are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in to elevate Caitlin Clark? That's Stephen A. Smith calling out the WNBA for what he calls a missed chance to maximize popularity. The rookie has been a magnet for fans since she hit the court for the Indiana Fever. She wasn't just putting up big numbers on the court but off court, too. But Smith believes the WNBA failed to leverage her stardom even further. He believed promoting Clark could have benefited everyone. Y'all could have reaped the benefits. Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. According to the ESPN analyst, that doesn't come courtesy of a league, it comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. He emphasized that 2024 Rhodey was the most popular player entering the season and argued that the WNBA should have seized every chance to promote her from the very start, especially by pushing for her spot on Team USA. You didn't do it, you didn't want to, rather, the ESPN analyst says. He even targeted WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes, who he claimed was hesitant to acknowledge Clark. But if you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position, he added while speaking about CBA on his YouTube channel. But truly, the Fever Guard's impact has been impressive and numbers say it all. Before she joined, no WNBA game had ever averaged over 1 million viewers since 2008. However, Clark shattered that with 23 games surpassing that mark, 20 of which she played in. Her own franchise went from one of the lowest attended teams to leading the league, averaging over 17,000 fans per game. That's over 300,000 fans across the season. Along with the attendance, her impact on viewership was massive. Her game set single-game viewership records for ESPN, CBS, ABC, and even NBA TV. Yet, even after the most successful season, it wasn't enough for the owners to trust. Now players are pushing for bigger changes by opting out of the collective bargaining agreement (CBA). The CBA, originally signed in 2020, was meant to last until 2027 but will now expire after next season. This gives the league and players 1 year to reach a new agreement. Now, the WNBA demands a better financial model, one that includes a higher revenue share and, potentially, ownership stakes. WNBPA Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson said, "The players decided to opt out of the last CBA to realign the business and save the league from its own limitations. However, if a deal isn't reached before the 2026 season, the WNBA risks a lockout. Neither side wants this, but it could be on the cards in the worst-case scenario. For now, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has expressed optimism. With the historic 2024 WNBA season now in the books, we look forward to working together with the players and the WNBPA on a new CBA that is fair for all and lays the foundation for growth and success for years to come. We hope it doesn't end like the 2006 CBA, where negotiations failed to achieve a revenue-sharing model. When we get to the bargaining table, we'll continue to talk about the issues that are most important to the players, Engelbert said. Let us witness the WNBA transform in ways that keep top players happy and fans engaged. Breanna Stewart's defiant done Caitlin Clark message as she eyes success. Breanna Stewart has delivered a crystal-clear warning to Caitlin Clark, who has recently been linked with a career switch during the celebratory WNBA championship parade for the New York Liberty. The Liberty secured their very first WNBA title after toppling the Minnesota Lynx 3-2 in a nail-biting final game on Sunday. Coming from behind at halftime, they pushed the match into overtime, and Stewart, who has had her say in the Clark or Angel Reese debate, stood out by playing more minutes than any other player in Game 5. Having spearheaded her team to glory, she reveled in the festivities that took over downtown Manhattan on Thursday. While Clark recently outlined her ambitions, Stewart is equally hungry. After an incredible season that landed her a spot on the All-WNBA first team, the 30-year-old basketball sensation indicated her resolve for continued triumphs with the Liberty, aiming for consecutive victories. During the jubilant proceedings, Stewart made her ambitions crystal clear. "We're not done yet, but we're gonna appreciate this," she declared.